The O'Reilly Factor, the #1 cable news show for 15 years and counting.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Miller Time segment tonight. Let's get right to Santa Barbara, where Dennis Miller has been watching the Republican primary race very closely. Before we get to that,
Billy, show that seal again. For
yeah,
a second.
I wanted your take on this.
Seal?
This is the county of Los Angeles with Grace Slick in the middle of Jefferson Airplane, as I mentioned.
No, that's Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, is that who it is? All right, and then they get the mission. They want that out. There's a goat, Miller, and a salmon, and then a ship from the conquistadors. But they don't want the mission.
Well, listen, I can tell you one thing. If they want to get rid of the mission, it's appropriate because I live here, and this is definitely now a state without a mission. Trust me.
It's in context.
Yes, it is, my friend.
All right, you've been watching the Republican primary battle, and you say?
I was shocked today to find out that John Kasich is in the 3rd year of his first term as president. I didn't even know that, but he came on and said that today, and I thought, geez, this guy, he'll put some positive stuff on it. You know, can I tell John Kasich something? Donald Trump gives speeches in airplane hangars, and John Kasich gives speeches in closets surrounded by hangars, if he wants to know where he stands in this race. And whenever he talks about Trump being an egomaniac, Billy, do you ever watch a Kasich speech? To me, he seems so egomaniacal. He always talks about this effect he has on people and how shocked he is. And I don't think he realizes that he tries to distance himself by one step from it. But when he says, I met a 17-year-old girl and she was shaking, I said, why are you shaking? That's as egomaniacal as just saying I make a 17-year-old girl shake. And, you know, it's just amazing to me. He's trying to pass himself off as the everyman when he seems like really full of himself.
I think he's a VP candidate, though. I predicted that Ted Cruz will try to get him to agree to the second slot and then go up against Trump as a twosome.
Well, he's got second slot written all over him. Now, as far as Trump goes, I think he mistimed the jettison of this. Listen, he was taken up into orbit by 2 fuel pods to me, angry and kind of funny nasty. I know people said it was the end of the world, but I find politics so full of it. I like somebody who's funny nasty. He took that out of orbit, but then he's supposed to jettison those, and I think he's mistimed the jettison, and he looks stupid. And he should remember that he wears angry and nasty better than he wears stupid. Now, they might have given him a Wonka ticket back in with his Colorado thing, because he can beat that drum for a while. And I also think he should continue to go after CIA Chief Brennan on this waterboarding thing. As a matter of fact, I have a solution to the whole thing. We should waterboard people by drone. And then when they say, oh, waterboarding isn't something we do by drone, you can say, you're right, we only vaporize them into a pile of chiclets by drone. God forbid, we might want to shoot some water up their nose. So I think he can take that approach, too. And I also think Paul Ryan is definitely going to jump in now that he's announced he's definitely not jumping in. So that's
it's the reverse effect.
I see it.
Now, some of the big shots in the Republican Party say they're not going to go to Cleveland because it's going to be too messy and nasty, and they don't want to be a part of it. Are you going to go to Cleveland? If I invite you, are you going to go? Because we were in Cleveland. You remember that? We did a show there.
If you got us a gig, I'm there. If you don't have us a gig...
No. You're not just going to show up to the spectacle?
I grew up near Cleveland. I like Cleveland, but no, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Miller and I went to a Bavarian restaurant. Remember that? We went to a Bavarian restaurant.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, it was great.
That was great, Billy. We had the bunt cake.
I don't know what we had. It was a little heavy, what we had, but it was tasty.
Now, can I talk about the Democratic side?
Sure, Miller.
Well, we got the Byrne versus Mrs. Doubtlier now. And I think it's fun to watch Bernie Sanders get screwed by liberal math. You know how they always do that thing where they say if people drop out of the workforce, like if everybody dropped out of the workforce, the unemployment rate would be 0, and you always think, well, how do they sell that crap? Now they're selling it to Bernie by telling him he's going to win 7 in a row and lose delegates. It's fun to watch. But on either side, whoever gets in, I would tell them they best be prepared to operate in a petri dish of hatred, because we live in the age of the brass-knuckle pacifist, the closed-minded, non-judgmental person. And I think I noticed when I watch these people protesting Trump, it seems to me people who hate now appear to be more hateful than people who merely hate. It is a hate fest out there, man. It is the burning man of hate. And I'll tell you something else, they're inconsistent about it too, because a lot of those people on the left who say they hate stuff, they would go to Havana in a second as long as their flight didn't connect through Charlotte, North Carolina. A lot of inconsistencies out there.
All right, Dennis Miller, everybody, and we would like to thank everyone for coming to see Miller and me in the Who Wants to Be President shows. We will be in Fairfax, Virginia on May 7th. That show 95% sold out, so you better hurry if you want to see us in Virginia. Father's Day weekend, June 18th at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Great venue. Tickets make great gifts for dad and granddad. Then you can have dinner there, lots of good restaurants. Same thing for our shows in September. Good Father's Day gifts, Reno, Nevada, Denver, Colorado. October, Atlanta, Biloxi, Mississippi. If you go to BillO'Reilly.com, we'll link you right over to the box office.